Welcome to the NBA Finals. We're back, baby. The Pub Sports Radio NBA Pub Hub Show. The crew is back. It feels like that first day of school. I said this to Derl before the show started that, hey, it's like where I've got to see my classmates again for the first time in a year, or in our case, 4 days.
Yeah.
That's how long it was. It
Long
felt like
time
a year
in
ago.
sports betting, Brad.
Yeah. Exactly. But we're back, and we're excited. How could you not be? It's the finals. It's game one. Boston Celtics, Golden State Warriors. We are ready. Ian Cameron, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wam, Derl with us as always on Thursdays. We are ready for game one of the NBA Finals. So let's just bounce right into it. Here we go. A Boston Golden State. Golden State minus 3.5 point home favorites here in game one. It is 4 in some spots, so make sure you shop around. 213.5 the total. Total's gone up, actually. It opened 210.5 and now up to 213.5 here in this game. Of course, we know the Golden State game one record. It's been pretty much well publicized here the last few days and leading up to this series. 21-2 straight up for Golden State in game ones in the playoffs under head coach Steve Kerr. That's a pretty damn good track record. Situationally, it's an edge Golden State. I really don't think there's much debate there. You know, they've been at home waiting for this finals to get underway. Boston's coming in off a grueling, tough series with the Miami Heat that ended Sunday night with a Game 7 victory. You know, they win that game, and they probably celebrate a little bit because, look, it's tough to get past Miami in that series for Boston. And it was a tough series, and I'm sure they enjoyed it for a bit. Then they had to go back home, go back to Boston, pack their shit up, get ready to make the flight all the way to the Bay Area, the left coast, to Golden State, and now get ready in a quicker turnaround for a Thursday game one. So, you factor all of that in, and situationally, it's definitely a little advantage to Golden State, and Kerr has shown his track record of being extremely well prepared and having his teams ready for game one. So I do like Golden State here in game one tonight, laying the 3.5, which I am going to do. But I'm also going to take a bet that's available at FanDuel, a couple other books. If you can find it, I think it's worth a look because I like Golden State in game one, but I actually like Boston in the series, and I'm not backing away from the Celtics winning this series. I think it's going to be back and forth. I think Golden State's going to take care of business tonight. Boston's going to do what they do in game two, even at the house, where we know at New Oracle they've been very, very tough, Golden State, unbeatable almost at home. But if there's one team to do it, it might be Boston. So it wouldn't shock me to see this series go back to go back to Beantown, rather, for game three, tied at 1. I think it's going to be a back-and-forth series. I think it's the kind of series where you bet the team that lost the previous game, you're going to do pretty well. So I like Golden State to win game one and Boston to win the series at a combo bet at plus 400 is what you can get with that. I think that's got a decent shot to happen here in this series. But I do like them tonight. Boston didn't play well in game one against Milwaukee. They didn't play well in game one against Miami. They lost their last two game ones. It took them a game, to kind of ease into the series. From a matchup standpoint, I think it's a great matchup where Andrew Wiggins trying to lock up, probably Jason Tatum. How is that matchup going to go? And Jaylen Brown, you got to worry about him. He was not even at, I think, 100% throughout that Miami series, and he gutted it out and still played well. And on the flip side, you've got obviously Marcus Smart having to pay mind to Steph Curry. How fun is that going to be throughout the course of this series? That one-on-one matchup, it's going to be absolutely spectacular to watch. You're talking about an elite perimeter shooter, the best perimeter shooter maybe in the history of the game, against maybe the best one of, if not the best perimeter defender in the NBA today in Marcus Smart. So it's just a phenomenal, tantalizing matchup. It's kind of the matchup I think a lot of us wanted as this playoffs went along. So it's going to be exciting to watch. I like Golden State, though, here in game one to get the job done. There are props that I like, but we'll get to those in a second. We'll always save the props for later on at the end. Dutch, let's turn to you here. Game one, side and total. What do you think? Boston, Golden State.
Yeah, man. Real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. Hey, be sure to hit that motherfucking like button like I'm hitting this plane of soap, cross with the Project 415. Hey, this shit'll get you right where you need to be. Hey, big shout out to my guy, Davy Cav. I got to do it. Derl, I got to do it. I miss actually saying that. It's been a minute, 4 or 5 days, and I miss talking to y'all motherfuckers. Hey, Star Child, I see you, my guy. Coin, Jerry, we the best. New name, I see you. James Little, as always, good to see you, my guy. If you could, everyone in the chat, hit the retweet button. My man Bobano put out a tweet. Let's get these motherfuckers in here. I see you, my guy. Mr. LJ from H-Town. Like in Celtics first quarter, I believe. Got a couple looks for you, too. My guy's solid. I'm not. Let's hit that money train for my guy, DC Sports.
Dono Train, DC Sports Breaks. Appreciate it.
Always love my guy. Always love. All right. Yeah, man. Let's see here. So I like the Warriors here. I agree with a lot of what Bobano said, but then he kind of went out of left field with that plus 400 and Celtics winning this shit. But there's value there. But at the same time, and y'all know I fuck with the Leprechauns. Like, I stay with the green. And I'm not really, I don't really fuck with Draymond and them boys, and I give Curry his props, but I will be one to say some other shit about him as well. So, and all that, I really want Boston. As a fan, I want to say Boston Celtics is gonna bust that ass. Marcus Smart gonna do his dirty, and this shit will be it. But I don't believe it will be, and I definitely don't think it's gonna happen tonight in Game 1. Boston personally has not played well in Game 1s. Now they did get that big win, Game 1 in against Brooklyn, and probably the best game we got all fucking playoffs, to be honest, with Tatum hitting that layup. They didn't cover, though, so they're 0-3 ATS in Game 1s of the series, and then ran out the gym against Milwaukee and Miami, both in Game 1s. And then now we're talking about them coming off a 7-game series where personally on Jimmy's show, I don't believe they won Game 7. I believe Jimmy and them boys lost Game 7, personally. I mean, we can argue about that till the motherfucking sun comes up again, but hey, I'm telling you, that's what I feel. I feel Jimmy, if he, they had that game, Boston was pretty much giving that bitch away, and Miami didn't take it. But neither here nor there. I do want to give you Boston. I think this will be a series. I think Boston will play good basketball, better basketball, I should say, at home. But man, the Warriors, bro, they're 9-0 at home this postseason. They've won 11 straight. Like my guy Ski say, the Warriors don't lose at home. I mean, they've covered 4 straight in a row at the house as a home favorite. I believe we're getting a tired Boston team, a rested Warriors team. You could say maybe they start slow, so I'm not mad at anything first quarter with Boston. They played well, obviously, against Miami in the first quarters as well, and we've seen the Warriors have a tendency to start off slow, maybe 7 days off. We see that, but a veteran team, believe me, is loving that week off. WNba touched on it. We touched on it all last series that the Warriors wanted to end that bitch and get to resting. And then obviously the Celtics missed an opportunity to do that, losing Game 7 and having to play that extra game. And this is where it comes back to bite their ass right here. They were able to get here, but Game 1 is going to be Bay Area all day. Now the Celtics last 2 games have only averaged 90 Game 1s have only averaged 98 points per game. So they've started out sluggish against Milwaukee and Miami the last 2 series, only averaging 99 points the last 4 versus Miami. So they haven't even really been scoring the ball of late, very well of late, excuse me. Now, on the other hand, the Warriors come out firing in Game 1s of a series, averaging 117 points in Game 1s this year, 2-1 overall, in the playoffs, and they are 4-0, as I mentioned, as last home favorite. So I'm all over the Warriors here. I think simply Jordan Poole is going to be a big problem for them off the bench. I think really what it comes down to is the starting 5 we could talk about all day. We might even give the edge, dare I say, to the Boston Celtics. But that bench, I mean, you got Derek White and you got Pritchard, and what do you have after that? I mean, I think Otto Porter being healthy back, Kuminga getting strong minutes, Moody getting strong minutes against Dallas. These boys are going 10, 12 deep. And God forbid, Kevon Looney fucking what? He went, I mean, I don't think he's ever been this good. So I don't even want to say he went back to the time machine because this motherfucker is playing better basketball than we've ever seen. I mean, I haven't seen him play this good at basketball. So in saying that, it's Steph Curry, it's Klay Thompson. It's a basketball team that, you could say Marcus Smart can lock down Steph Curry. Bro, he's an unselfish superstar. He'll let somebody else shoot it. That's one thing I will say about Steph is he don't give a fuck who gets the credit as long as the Warriors get the W. And I believe they will tonight. Cover the 3.5. I think Andrew Wiggins is the X factor in this series. Of course, Klay Thompson's got to play well. Of course, Draymond's got to do his thing. And of course, Steph Curry probably will be the MVP. But Andrew Wiggins, if he plays like he's been playing and plays to his talents, they will win this series. Andrew Wiggins over 15.5 points, minus 118. Went over this number 5 out of the last 6. Oh, my bad, Babano. You wanted to save the props? Always forget about that. But I like Andrew Wiggins. I like Andrew, all right? So I don't got shit else for the props on the prop segment. Andrew Wiggins tonight, big time. Bay business at the house. It's Warriors. I think the Warriors just to come out and punk them. But all you motherfuckers want to bet Boston and get cute first half and shit. Oh, do your thing. But Warriors full game -3.5. That's good money.
There you go. Warriors -3.5 first half, and also or full game, I should say, and liking not Jason Tatum, Andrew Wiggins over points for the Golden State Warriors as well. All right, Wham Bam, go game 1, NBA Finals.
Whew. Yeah, like you said, bro. Happy to see you guys. Happy to be back, man. Back. Happy to have a chat back, bro. Yeah, man. It's gonna be a great series. We should have competitive games throughout the fucking series. Nothing crazy. No lead changes ever in the whole game. None of that shit. There will be lead changes throughout this series. I will say that's the bold prediction for when I'm start off this shit. But yeah, man, game 1, I'm expecting Steph to play really well. I think our guy Ski mentioned it before on the show. After missing that play-in game, bro, not missing out on the play-in, he kind of let everyone know, like, next year we'll be back. Showing that he's on a tear. And honestly, earlier in this season, when they did play this team, he did have 30 points the last game that they played against the Celtics. He was injured, didn't return to the game. He only had 3 points in that game. So you can't really judge that last game that they played where, Boston beat them down by 110 to 188 points.
Yeah.
But as far as that goes, though, bro, this is going to be the best defense that the Steph Curry team's seen so far in the playoffs. This is going to be the best offense that the Celtics seen so far in the playoffs. So you're going to see a very competitive output. I think this is going to be a masterclass in all different types of play. Obviously, coming off of back-to-back game 7s, you would try to worry about the nutrition of the Celtics. What type of health are they going to really be in there? Having Marcus Smart off the injury point is a great breath of fresh air if you're a Celtics backer. But having Robert Williams being day-to-day, Ime Udoka said throughout the playoffs, throughout the rest of this series, that's kind of unsettling there. I'm like, I want him in there because I think he's just as much as the X factor is going to be for Andrew Wiggins, really about Rob Williams and those guys being able to be better than Maxi Kleber down low. Like, man, Maxi Kleber looked like fucking Yao Ming out there, in the last series, being able to block shots. I can only imagine a healthy Robert Williams, Al Horford at that juncture there. But I expect Steph to go off, not as much to get over 27.5 points. We'll save the props there for the next segment here. But Wiggins, those players coming out early, I think they are really good as a team collectively. So I agree with Babano. I'm going to take the Warriors in game 1. I just feel like Boston kind of likes to let this shit be known. They may throw their first punch out there first and win that first half, similar to what you've seen in the Eastern Conference game 1, where they just fell apart in the game in the third quarter, where the Heat came out and whooped on them in the third quarter and steamrolled the rest of that game. I think you see the same thing for the Warriors. Obviously, they're the number 1 third quarter team throughout the last 5 years of some sort. You expect them to have a good, strong third quarter, especially if they're down at the half. I think Boston is going to be live early on. So I am looking to hop on the first to 20 points at even money for Boston. That's something I haven't bet yet, but that's something I'm looking forward to there. But officially, it's going to be the Golden State to win and cover the 3.5. I got it at 3.5. I'll take the 4 right now officially. I think you're getting a little -105. I'll take that. Just to get a little bit extra money on there, because I honestly think they're going to win by double digits. As far as the Boston Celtics, I do agree with Babano. I got to see what happens after game 3, because I know Boston is going to go to Beantown tied up. I think they're going to lose this game, win the next game, and after that, we're going to really see what type of series we're in the head for. So before I make any bold predictions, if I had to get my feet held to the fire, which in previous shows that I've said, I'm going to probably go with the game 7 again in this series, and I'm going to have to lean towards Golden State because no team has ever won 3 straight game 7s, and I don't think that Boston will be able to do that, get over that hump to be able to do that again. So it's just too tough there. But even then, I will say this though, I think Boston will be live once if they win game 3. They win game 3, they will be super live, bro. Whoever wins that game, if it's split, it's going to be tough. So I'm not going to try to go too ahead. I think that the home cooking is in effect today. Golden State obviously has a crazy average win margin, almost about 15 points over the last 2 weeks at the house, about 10 points plus in that direction for the season. I think you're going to see them play really well. But again, Boston 7-1-1 ATS so far in the playoffs, bro. I mean, you can't really go wrong with taking back in Boston. I'm not mad at you guys, but I just think that the home cooking is in effect. They'll be able to do this. We've seen the Steve Kerr. I mean, so one of you guys mentioned the Steve Kerr record. That is definitely official here for the game one. So I do like the Golden State Warriors to win the game by margin, by double digits in the first game.
Yeah,
there it is.
I need money. Got the right vibe. He said we bumping Mac Dre all day. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Mac. Shout out to our guy. I need money. That's real shit.
Great point, Dutch. You made a great point because I wanted to bring it up here right now too. Is the bench? You're right, Boston. I can rely on maybe Derek White, maybe Pritchard gets hot from 3, and maybe I get something from Grant Williams. All right. That's what I'm looking at from my bench. Other than that, forget it. I'm not going to get anything from anybody else. I mean, those are the 3 guys that maybe you get something from. Where Golden State's concerned, all of a sudden they're welcoming in returning players that are going to expand that bench, make that bench deeper here in the NBA Finals. Otto Porter Jr., who missed some time. Andre Iguodala. I know the old veteran ain't what he used to be, but he can go out there play defense still. And he's got that winning pedigree, that championship medal that'll help you here in the finals if you're the Warriors, even if he doesn't play a ton of minutes. And then, of course, the big one to me is Gary Payton Jr. Right. I mean, this guy can play some serious defense. He hasn't played in a very long time. We haven't seen Gary Payton Jr. since May the 3rd. It was early against Memphis, way back in the second round.
Brooks fucked him up.
Yep. Yeah. And now he's back. So Golden State's got a deeper bench, and they've got some guys that can really D up as well that are coming back on that bench. So how does that impact the series as it goes is something to monitor for sure. All right, Derl, have at it. Game 1.
Yeah, well, besides Dutch over there in his suit and tie preaching on, having this little sermon there and Wham giving out the numbers, it's not much I really got to say because I really agree with both takes. Some things I was looking at here, and I'm just a video junkie. I first and foremost believe that this is going to be a chess match in coaching. I really do. I believe that Steve Kerr is going to throw some things at Ime and is going to force Ime to recalibrate and think. And in that position, I believe that this Warriors game 1 will be won easily. Now, game 2 is where I feel that those adjustments will be made and Ime keeps it close enough to where they can either win the game or at least cover the spread. I do believe that. I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State won game 2 but didn't cover the spread because that spread is going to probably be the same or a little larger depending on how game 1, carries out. So what I've looked at is a couple things. To Wham's point, Boston has not faced an offense like this, right? And Golden State has not faced a defense like this. So you're going to have a serious boxing match when it comes to perimeter scoring. I really think so. And so I wouldn't be surprised if some of these games go way, way under, not just under barely, but way, way under. Now, that could just be like, a square way of looking at things. But I think that's initially where the boxing match is going to come from, perimeter scoring. I do believe Golden State wins first game. I took them game 1 at -3.5, -4. This is definitely a double-digit blowout if you ask me. I also took Golden State first quarter under. I took first quarter under 26.5 points. Just maybe a rust factor, and just maybe because they're going to play that slow game and Boston having a great enough defense to where they can keep the scores pretty low. I do believe that Golden State won't score over 26.5 points. Now, we're talking about a completely different series if that Max Strus 3 isn't ruled out, right? And possibly Jimmy Buckets goes for the and 1 versus shooting a 3 himself. So I do think there's a lot of flaws in Boston's game that they're really going to have to clean up and get right before playing the Warriors. And this is going to be the best offense that they faced all through the postseason. So this game here, it's going to be a deer in headlight kind of aspect, I believe, especially for Robert Williams. If you were looking or listening to a couple pods, they pointed out, man, that dude was like a deer in headlights game 7. Like he just was not there. And you need him to be there, especially with the IQ of Draymond Green. So I do like Golden State. I believe they just roll these brothers out. If you like Boston first quarter, first half, or what have you, go ahead for it. But we've been talking about this, and I use this word all the time, ad nauseum. Live bet them, right? Because you'll probably get a better number. Golden State may be under or maybe down by the first half, but you know what these cats do in the third quarter, right? You know what they do in the third quarter. So if you don't like where the number is, just wait to live bet it. You'll probably get a better number depending on how bad they're losing. You could get even number or pick them or even plus. But I do believe Golden State's going to roll these boys. We've seen them come back and cut leads in half, and we've seen Boston lose games by a major lead, right? So to see there and say that, hey, Golden State possibly could, be down and not cover or come back up, that's nonsense. We've seen Boston lose games, bro, after being up by double digits. And we've seen Golden State be down double digits by one of the highest scoring teams in the league and come back and win the game. So this game one here is going to say a lot. It's kind of a filter, if you will, to see how the rest of the series go. I did a futures bet, and it was really Golden State in 6. I think this is a 4-2 series here, but I do like Golden State tonight. Smack the shit out of them this first game, and then see where that line is next game.
That's my shit. That's exactly what I'm got. The Golden State in 6. Real quick, Bobano. That's good shit, Daryl. We got a lot of people in the chat talking some shit. Hey, we only got 38 motherfucking likes. Come on, man. I know we've been gone for a minute. I know y'all forget shit real quick.
I think they're mad at us for taking some days off. Enough with that shit. Hit the like button.
Yeah, let's run that likes up. Come on now. Most definitely. I see you, G Martinez, Coin. I got y'all. Everybody in the chat also let us know your predictions. Who you got? I see my man Daryl. I'm with Daryl 4-2. I think the Warriors. I think pretty much everything he said, and I do believe the Celtics have shown that they will lose at home. Right. So they've shown that they'll definitely lose at home. I got the Warriors 4-2. Let us know in the chat how many games and who you got taking them rings. Who you got, Wham Bam?
Yeah, bruh. So, I mean, I wanted to add into one thing as well that Babano mentioned about the bench. One of the things about the bench that's going to be different is that the bench, even though the offense isn't there, their defense is always going to be intact. I think Boston Celtics, their defense is going to always be intact. They get guys like Derek Williams and Grant Williams.
Golden State's behind Boston in defensive rating in the playoffs.
Right,
actually,
which is crazy. But then I want to ask this question too before we get into props. Who had the roughest route to this finals? Like, would we all agree that
Boston
it was a little bit easier? Yeah, it was a little bit easier.
I got to still say Boston. Right? I know no Middleton, and Brooklyn flamed out and was a disgrace in the first round. I get that, and
they had to beat
Miami
Brooklyn,
had injuries, but it's still a tough path for Boston. I think.
I kind of differ. I think it looks tougher on paper, but what they actually had to do to get there, I think obviously their toughest series was Miami, but everyone wasn't 100% there, not even Jimmy, right? Jimmy's playing the whole entire games, the last 2 games just about.
Crazy.
In Milwaukee, you missed your second best player, right? So you're able to shut down Giannis because you know that he wasn't going to really play outside, but he's still, he's still in his own right, one of the most dominant players
to that. Yeah.
And then obviously with Brooklyn, bro, they were just, they had problems from the beginning of the season. Right. Didn't get a full healthy Kyrie, if you want to call it that. He was on and off. KD was on and off. There was just no chemistry there. But I have to compare it. I mean, you had Denver that didn't have Jamal Murray, right? I think the toughest.
Yeah, one-man show with Joker. Yeah.
You had a one-man show with Joker. You technically had
beat up.
Yeah.
Bane had a back.
Memphis was kind of beat up in a sense. You didn't have Ja for the last 3 games or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then you have
Luka and a bunch of motherfucking half-ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Come on, Daryl. Hey, this shit was a walk in the park for the Warriors.
You're right. Yeah, I'm just saying it feels like it should be Boston, but I could feel where their opponents that they played, they were handicapped in some serious areas. That could have been a different series we're talking about if Jimmy would have made that 3.
Yeah, right? Boston went through KD, Giannis, and Butler and them boys.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's clear in a way the Warriors had an easier, and I think we'll see that. I think my man WNba touched on it. The games against Milwaukee and Boston. I think we'll see that tonight, and probably in this series that Boston has had a tougher, trip to the finals.
Yeah, and my point to that is I think there's going to be better offense on Boston side than what we've seen. So I'm taking stabs on the prop side. I'm going to take a stab with Marcus Smart. Obviously, his last 4 games, he shot 23% from 3. He lost a damn game by taking the last 3 possessions to them to even get to the game 7. And then he was fucking up in that game as well, as far as on the offensive side.
Mhm.
Didn't get to the 5.5 assists like we did bet on game 7 the last game, but he got to the 5. He was very close there. He just didn't get any early assists. I think those assists are going to come early for Marcus Smart in this game. So I'm going back to the well with the over 5.5 assists. And I'm going to also take a stab at him getting over 14.5 points because based off of what his last performance, I mean, it's when he goes up against Steph Curry, I know Steph and him, he's been having rebuild years, but he's actually 6-4 in this matchup here. In his last 3, going all the way back to April of last year, it's at 16, 19, and 20 points for Marcus Smart. All those times he's went over 6, had 6 assists or more. So I think this matchup is pretty good for him as far as to get the ball distributed, and then along with him being able to get those shots. If you have to pick your choose, you're going to leave Marcus Smart open because he's going to shoot it. So I think the 14.5 points at minus 115 that's available right now. And then I took the minus 120 for the 5.5. I think right now you get minus 135 or something like that. But I'll pay the juice, man. I think he gets 7 assists in this game. That's the props that I like. And unfortunately, I like the Warriors, but I only really strongly like the Celtics props. So going with my boy Marcus Smart today, gets 15 points, 6 assists. That's all we need.
Good stuff. There we go. There's the prop looks for Wham. I'll give you some props for me. I'm going back to the well with Mr. White, Derek White, for the Boston Celtics. All I need is 9 points. Give me 3 trays, give me 2 threes and a couple 2s, and we got that one. And he's been feeling it lately for the Celtics. So over 8.5 points, Derek White. I'm liking that prop a little bit. I like Andrew Wiggins. I already mentioned that I had totally endorsed what Dutch was saying about Andrew Wiggins over points. And I'm going to take it one step further with Andrew Wiggins. I'm going for the lottery ticket shot here. It's like a lottery ticket. You take a shot sometimes. Double-double plus 850. Andrew Wiggins tonight. Double-double plus 850. He has had 4 double-doubles in the last 8 playoff games for the Golden State Warriors. That's 50%. So if he's had 50% double-doubles for the last 8 games, how the fuck am I getting plus 850 for him to get a double-double tonight? Now, I know he's got to contend with a lot more with Robert Williams. I get it with the rebounding quotient, but Robert Williams a little banged up. Robert Williams looking a little soft there at the end of that Miami series. And I think, maybe the days off going to help Sunday to Thursday with no games, but still, I think that's opportunity for Wiggins to be active on the glass here in this game tonight. So, and again, plus 850. Look at the price that I see out there. I mean, I can't turn that down when he's got 4 in the last 8 games, a double-double. So I think that's definitely something to consider. Pool's a consideration, but those are my top 2. It's Wiggins for Golden State, and it's Derek White for Boston. I like the assists that Wham mentioned with Marcus Smart as well. That's probably a good way to. Oh, there's one more I like. Jason Tatum turnovers over. I think he's going to turn it over. Like Golden State's great at it. Tatum is coming off a great game, which means he's probably going to have a so-so game tonight to be quiet. That's been his pattern. Great game, so-so game. Amazing game, mediocre game. That's been the pattern in the playoffs for Jason Tatum. When he has his bad games or he has his mediocre games or his games where he doesn't play as well, what's he doing? He's turning the basketball over. All right? That's what he's doing. And I think you might see that tonight because Golden State's that pressure style. And maybe game 1, it gets, to Tatum a little bit. And he does some of the shit he was doing earlier in the playoffs, turning the ball over, treating it like a hand grenade. And you don't want to see that. So Tatum over 3.5 turnovers. I bet that. I don't bet the turnover props very often, but I thought that one stuck out, especially when I like Golden State matchup-wise and the situation, I think, tonight for game 1's in their favor as well. All right, Derl, you already mentioned, Dutch, the Wiggins props you like. Derl, how about you? Any props that you're liking?
Yeah, man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, bro. I'm going back to Kevon Looney's points, rebounds, and assists. I'll take the 18.5. It's a gamble here. Of course, it's a better competition with Boston than he had against Dwight Powell and Maxi Kleber, if you want to call it that. But he's been balling, man. He played against these better bigs, with Memphis against Steven Adams, and Triple J. So for him to get 10 boards, 8 points. I could see that. I can absolutely see that. So I did take a stab at it. It's at minus 104. Kevon Looney's PRA 18.5. I think he can get it.
Kevon Looney's given them a great postseason. I mean, absolutely. And Steve Kerr's got to be thrilled with what he's been getting. He stepped up because a lot of people said, oh, Draymond Green and, who else is going to be that muscle and that size and that impact player in the low post in the paint? And boy, Kevon Looney has stepped up. He's been magnificent here in the playoffs for Golden State. Is that our man, Jimmy the Bag, in the chat? Yes, it is. Jimmy, we're going to have to get Jimmy on if he's around at this time later on in the final. One of our shows coming up.
Yeah, so don't go in the chat, Jimmy, if you don't want to be on the show, bro.
I know. Don't come in the chat, bro.
I was going to say, we're going to have to, now you're going to get an invite to join us on the finals later on as we go along here with our Pub Hub shows. But great stuff. Seeing Jimmy in the chat. And I'll be on with Jimmy tomorrow, Friday, my usual spot, talking NHL and MLB. So looking forward to that on the Betting with the Bag tomorrow. All right, great stuff. Hit the like button. Let's go. I hope it's better now. Let me see what we've got in terms of the like count. Better be moving on up.
Romano calling y'all out. Get him.
75? I'm still not satisfied.
Nah, we need a hundo,
Mando, man. 25, y'all got that.
Come on, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So hit that like button. We appreciate it. Let's go. Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Let's go. Show some excitement. Show some passion. You show some passion by hitting the damn like button. Come on. Let's go. It's Game 1 of the Finals. God damn it. Let's show it. Yeah. Hit that like button.
Damn well.
I'm take 4 days off, and this is the disrespect we get.
I'm gonna have a whole brand new fresh box wine ready for this game, bro. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for this one. I was trying not to drink, but I don't know. I might have to twist the cap. One time,
my box wine already in the fridge, bro.
Shout out, by the way. It's a ski and Wham. Watching the hockey lately, getting into it. Great stuff. And you know what I would say into both of them, it helps that your league and your sport, hockey, is on ESPN, ABC, and TNT now, not on CNBC, MSNBC, the USA Network, and half these fucking rinky-dink networks that nobody gets, and you can't find it on your cable or your satellite. Now you're on TNT, NHL. Now you're on ESPN and ABC every night in the playoffs, and it makes a world of difference.
And what a great product. I mean, while we're at it there, if you guys want to know, I got to continue to go back in Edmonton. I know I hopped on the last time. I'm
with you tonight on them. I was on Colorado game 1.
Over the last 2 games. I did put a sprinkle in on the last game because obviously the narrative with that the under was going to cash still went over the total. I think today the total's definitely, why not go over it again today? 7 high total. But I like Edmonton. I'm glad my guy Bubeno's on there with me too, man.
There you go. Exactly. It's a great night. You got that great game. You got NBA Finals Game 1. I mean, it's a great Thursday night coming up.
Yeah. In that note, I'll be the guy that brings up the WNba. All right, we got a new show tonight. I believe it airs today, man. Be sure to follow the new NBA Pub Hub Twitter. They keep you up to date on all that shit. And Pub Sports Radio, obviously Twitter. But they got the WNba show starting. I believe our guy Tease I believe you got a special guest Ski running tonight. Little WNba action too. I don't know why the fuck they got that shit going on in NBA Finals. But if you want to cash some WNba tickets, be sure to lock in with our boy Tease. Coming to you daily, I believe, WNba. So Who's Next, I believe is what it's called. And Who's Next is Tease and the WNba. So, show some love. Tune in. If you fuck with us, show some love over there as well.
I can't believe it's only one game, but still, the fact there's any WNba games tonight is totally absurd.
That's what I'm saying. I said that in the nicest way possible.
Yeah, I'm going to be less than nice. That's asinine. That's totally ridiculous. That's absolutely absurd that there's WNba on at the same damn time. It's 10 p.m. Eastern. Like, it's not even a 7 p.m. Eastern game where you could get the goddamn thing over before the Game 1 starts for the finals. I mean, they put it at the same time that we're seeing Game 1. There it is.
There we go.
Parlay Tease. There he is. Tease was a riot. Yeah.
He's
Shout
low
out
key
to
on our
Tease,
side.
man.
Bobano's low key on my side with the WNBA.
Yeah.
I see it.
I know, right?
WNBA, we got
converted,
next.
bro.
Yeah. No, it is. So if you want some WNBA winners, though, tune in.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit the motherfucking commercials.
Absolutely. We'll hit the commercials and wrap it up with best bets, Dutch's freshest look coming up. Hit that like button and stay tuned. WNBA coming up right here on Pub Sports Radio. All right, best bets, Dutch's freshest look coming up. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase. Lawnmower 4.0 or any Manscaped product, 20% off with promo code PubSports. And mybookie.ag. NBA Finals are here. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. We're down to the conference finals with that sport. We've got MLB. We've got UFC, USFL, WNBA. A lot going on. Sign up for an account. mybookie.ag, Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit. mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. All right, best bets, Dutch's freshest look. First best bets for the NBA Finals. Here we go. Wham, let's start with you, best bet.
Yeah, we're going to make them count, man. Steve Kerr, crazy Game 1 record off of a Game 7 for Boston Celtics. Think they're coming out a little flat in the third quarter. So give me the Warriors -4, -105. Best bet for me.
All right, Golden State Warriors -4, -105 for Wham Bam and his Game 1 NBA Finals best bet. All right, Dutch, freshest look.
Yeah, man. You know what time it is, man. It's town business. Hey, them Warriors can come out to play, and we will get paid. Drop the 3.5. The Warriors is golden, baby. It's good money.
It is Golden State -3.5 for Dutch for the freshest look Game 1 NBA Finals. All right, Derl, what do you got for us? Best bet.
We all in alignment here. So with that said, give me Warriors. I don't give a motherfucking shit what the spread is, Brad.
Yeah.
There we go. I wanted to hear it. There it is, the Derl trademark. It's coming out for Game 1. Golden State -3.5 against Boston for Derl with his best bet. And gosh, damn it, it's going to be a clean sweep. Me too. Gold State -3.5 in Game 1. And I'll give you a second best bet. I'll give you Golden State to win Game 1 and Boston to win the series, +400. That combo at FanDuel. I think it's got a real shot because Boston's not going anywhere, even if they lose tonight.
He ain't doing the most. He doing the most.
Ime Udoka's like shown his coaching chops as well, and it's going to be put to the test here in the finals. But he's been good off a loss. The team's been great off a loss. If they lose tonight, which I expect, they're not going to go anywhere. They're still very much alive in this series. And I think if it gets to Game 7 in Golden State, which I think it will, pressure shifts to the Warriors a little bit, and Boston could go into that place and win a Game 7, in my opinion. So there we go. Golden State to win Game 1 plus Boston to win the series at +400 on FanDuel, and I like Golden State -3.5 here in Game 1 for my best bets.
Hey, like
here.
our guy Jimmy would say, you put your balls on the table with that one, boy. Hey, I vouched for the first one. The second one, I don't know.
He doing the most right now, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And those combo bets, look, I like them a lot. I like the look. Yeah, in that regard, and especially, hopefully that one pays out. Boston, by the way, if you don't like the combo bet or you don't like Golden State in Game 1, but you like Boston, then I'd say just take them in the series, I think, which is +130 right now is the series price for the Celtics. All right, that's a wrap. What a show. Awesome stuff. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Hit the like button on the way out. Enjoy Game 1 NBA Finals, and stay tuned. We got WNBA show with Tease coming up next here on Pub Sports Radio. And I'll actually be on again 45 minutes from now, 5:30 p.m. Eastern with Jose Bouquet MLB Say Hey Plays show. I'll be on with him for that. He's cashing tickets left and right multiple days in a row with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Holy shit, Jose. He's rolling right now in
Smoking
MLB.
that Dodger pack. That's lovely, too.
Shit. Let's
Man,
fade the Dodgers.
That's that high price exotic.
No doubt. So I'll be on the Say Hey show with Jose, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Eric Chang, good question. CFL is going to start probably next Thursday, that show. Football Frenzy show with me is coming back, I think, next Thursday. I got to talk to Slaughter, but we're going to aim to get that started next Thursday. Stay tuned. We'll have an announcement pretty soon, but that will be back at some point for sure. All right. That's it. Derl, Wham, Dutch. Great stuff. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Thursday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. NBA Finals Game 1. Enjoy it. We'll see you again on Sunday. Next show, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, Sunday for Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at. Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. Yo, you know what it is. It's Dub Nation. Salute to them real ones. Stay fresh. Stay blessed. Let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah.